Here at Kajun Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, bad credit. Here at Cajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let them have it.
I've got my dollars and I sit in my best offer.
We say yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on this Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, as some call it. How's everybody doing this morning? I woke up this morning with a temperature of 57 degrees. Love it, love it, love it. First in the chat this morning is Tom Cruise. Good morning, hello, and welcome, little Debbie. How's everybody doing this morning? Save here first. How are you doing, Ella? Good to see you. Good morning, flipping goodies. Hello, good morning, and welcome to you as well. And save here, everybody saying hello. Hello. Save everybody saying hello to each other. And a chat just flew here. We're also on the Facebook side. Hello, MD Picker. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Tommy, the Bargain Effects. How are you doing, Tommy? What's up in the house today? Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. Mr. Ty. Hello, and welcome, and good to see you as well. And of course, we have a super sticker, super chat. Good morning, and thank you, Art Vandalay. How are you doing, Dan? Jennifer in the house. And so with that, I have something for you. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated, but not necessary. And this is for you.
The dollars. Let me have it, please. I got the dollars. Let them have it. You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let them have it with no problem. Let them have it.
Thank you so much. Good morning, Jennifer and Kat, the nurse flipper. Hello, good morning, and welcome. How's everybody doing this morning? And so I would like for y'all to give a large welcome to the guest we have on today. He and I had started actually the same month, almost 2 years ago in November, when we started doing YouTube together. I say together because it was about the same month. I've been watching him from day one. I always know that he's always a lurker because he's always sending me messages and comments. So without further ado, let's welcome our guest for the day is Mr. Art Vandalay himself, Dan. Hello, and welcome.
What's up, Johnny?
Oh, it's great to have you on this morning. How you doing?
Thanks for asking me.
Thank you. Maggie Doodle, hello, good morning and welcome. Miss Cheryl, how's everybody doing? Excited for me? Yes, tomorrow is the cat's out the bag. Speaking of cat.
Oh, cat's going to be on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yes. We rescheduled, and she will be here tomorrow morning. So you might want to make sure you save the date and save the notification so y'all can come on in and visit with her tomorrow.
I was going to try to pry it out of you because yesterday you said you had some exciting guests this week, especially a big one on Wednesday. I'm like, I'm on Tuesday. So
I did say for the week, though. I did change it to the week, but yeah. Thank you, Jennifer, for dropping this link, and I'll go ahead and drop it in, tag it up in the chat in a few seconds.
Thank you.
Just me, Kathy. How are you doing? Good to see you. Also, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about yourself, especially for those that are new in the community. There are some people that are always new in the morning show. So give everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, what platforms you sell on, and I'll get your link and post it at the top of the chat while you do that.
Oh, man. I'm on this. Oh, big, too. My name's Dan, but for some reason on YouTube, I go by Art Vandalay. The long story. I've been reselling about 2 years, and about November will be 2 years on YouTube. I sell on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Poshmark, Mercari, and I think that's it. I think that's it now.
I think that's enough, huh?
I mean, it's tough. Like I say Macari and Poshmark. I mean, those sales are slow for me. I actually sold something on Macari this morning, and when I went to go take it down I have it cross listed, and I took it down on a couple. I went to go take it down on the other sites, and it had sold a few hours earlier on Facebook.
Ouch.
In the middle, and it's 2:00 in the morning, and I sold it on 2 platforms overnight, like while I was sleeping. So I sold it for more on Macari, but canceled it. It sold first on Facebook, and I canceled it on Macari. So
that must be hard doing that kind of thing, huh?
It doesn't happen very often. Most of the time it's happened, it's been my mistake of taking it down, but that's the first time I can remember that I've sold the same thing like that, but like so fast. I mean, overnight like that, because I'm pretty good about taking stuff down.
Right. I can't stay very long. I have to go heart test. They don't know if I had a heart attack or what. Well, I hope you're feeling good. Take care of yourself, definitely. But thank you for coming by. Let us know. Keep us posted. Mr. Craig himself, Landshark Picker, hello, good morning and welcome. Diecast Mix, hello, good morning and welcome. Good to see you. Patrick sitting here, awesome. No, everybody's saying hello. Yes, so hopefully keep us posted. Hope you're doing well. What got you started actually doing reselling? And what was the type of job you did before that when you started doing reselling?
So I actually started a couple years ago. So 2 years ago, I had actually started reselling maybe 2 or 3 years before that. I had watched a show on Spike TV. I can't ever remember the name of the show anymore. One of the guys on the show was Jason T. Smith. He's a reseller. I think he has a YouTube. He's a pretty big YouTube channel, I think. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was interesting that he was going into thrift stores and was reselling stuff. So I went to Goodwill and took $40 and bought a bunch of stuff I thought was worth selling, and I didn't sell any of it and was a waste of time. And I started I did it for a few months, started making a little bit of money, and then I stopped. And then the whole time in between that, I worked as a poker dealer at a casino. Yeah. So I was doing that, and I was just looking for a side hustle. I had sold stuff on eBay. I mean, I've sold on eBay before. But it was always my stuff. I sold off my video collection, DVDs and stuff. And then I kind of got into it. And then 2 years ago, I was trying to get out of, I had built up some debt, and I wanted to pay off all my debt. So I was like, I remember I used to sell on Amazon. So I'm like, I'm going to sell on Amazon. And so I YouTubed it, and then kind of found Cincinnati Picker, and then started watching that. And then that just led me down a rabbit hole of finding every other channel to watch. And I just thought it was cool doing channels. I was finding I couldn't find enough channels to watch. And so I was like watching. I watched at the time I watched everything on my TV. And I didn't understand YouTube. I didn't understand how to search for anything. So basically I would watch a video, and then like if they would shout someone out, I would go find that channel, and that's how it started. And then eventually I found like the reseller, the Joshes of Reselling in the Morning.
Yep.
And then that's when I started watching. That was like the first live I think I watched. And then it just started down there. And I just really liked, I felt like, I'm like, I don't know what I have to offer in a channel, but I feel like I want to do a channel. Like, I mean, in the back of my head, I've always wanted to do something on YouTube, but I didn't really know what to do it around. So I figured I'm like, I'm doing my reselling. I'll just do that. And then, but I don't know what I'm doing reselling. Like 2 years later, I mean, I know a lot more than I did, but I really don't know like too much. And I'm always, making mistakes. And that's what's really helped me is I've been documenting every time I make a mistake and stuff. And I kind of learn from that, but I still don't know what my channel's about my reselling. I don't really have any tips or tricks, and I don't sell anything like, I don't know, behind stage. You're talking about the glassware you sell and stuff. I don't sell anything exciting. Like I have 7 things going out today. I think 5 pieces of clothing, a pair of shoes, some yarn, like a DVD player. I mean, it's just nothing. So, but that got me into it, getting out of debt. And that helped me when the pandemic happened. They closed the casino down for 2 weeks. And then that turned into a few months. And then that turned into me losing my job. So last October, I was like, I'm just going to keep doing this. So it's almost a year. Like I've been pretty strict on budgeting my money out, and I don't make as much as I was making at the casino, but I don't need as much to make at the casino. And I have kept up with everything I want to do. I mean, I do like not do as much stuff as I was before, but I'm okay with that.
Right. I want to say congratulations to Mike. He was talking about opening up a storefront in 2 weeks. Congratulations.
Oh, nice.
And, looking forward to hearing your progress on that. One of the things I want to say, though, when you first started, and I'm only saying this because I hear a lot of people who talk about not doing content yet. And I wanted you to basically also talk a little bit about this, because at the beginning, you were so shy, or so to say, that you never did your camera. You really didn't go on lives. You were really kind of quiet. Now you're doing a lot of lives with other people. Talk a little bit about that and what got you started into doing that kind of thing with going on lives.
I still like today. I mean, I don't really talk about it as much. I was really nervous to come on today. And I know you've talked about, like, you actually reached out to me to come on, and all the time at every show, you're like, if you want to come on, let me know. And I just so bad about doing that. Like, it's if you ask me to do it, I'm going to do it. But for me to put myself out there, I still get scared. But it's just, I mean, you just have to do it. Like, my videos, I don't, when someone tells me like my videos, I'm still shocked. And when I watch some of my older videos, I can tell a difference, but they're so bad from the beginning to what they are now. But you don't get better unless you start doing it. You just got to do it. And that's what, in one of the chats when I started, I don't even remember I think it was Harry Tornado. One of the Joshes told someone else they were talking about being scared about not doing content yet. And he's just like, just do it. And then, he wasn't talking to me, but I'm like, I got to do it. And I just did it. And then, I didn't tell anyone about it. I mean, I don't really broadcast my channel too much. Like, I mean, if you, I don't go spamming it. I don't, a lot of people in my real life don't know. Like, I'll tell them if I start talking about it, but I mean, my family used to watch my videos, but my mom still watches all my videos, but my brothers don't. Like, they know about it, but they're really into it. So if someone starts, if it comes up, I'll start talking about it, but I don't like pressure anyone. It's just, I don't know. It's just fun.
Well, guess what? We're here today to promote your channel and promote you. Like Bobby says, we all learn daily from each other, and that's true.
Yeah.
Somebody has something that you don't realize that you can offer, where you think you might not be able to offer something to someone, but you can, just by thinking of talking about things that you do, and people are going to realize, well, I never thought of that, or you just never know who you're going to reach out for that day. So you said you sell on certain platforms. So you used to sell on Amazon. Do you still sell on Amazon? And if so, why? What's the main primary platform you sell on?
My main platform is going to be eBay. And then at the beginning of the year, like I used to sell on Amazon. And then when I got back into reselling, I was really trying to do Amazon. I didn't want the inventory around my house. I just wanted to ship it all into FBA and do it. And I started leaving a bunch of stuff behind because I was gated. And I was spending a lot of money to send stuff in to try to get ungated on things. And then I was like, I know how to do eBay. I'll just do, my mom doesn't watch my channel either. My mom watches all my videos. I tell her she doesn't have
to. Paul's comment. It's great at playing alive when you say, "Oh, I hope my mom's not watching."
Yeah, because I have one.
You say that a lot.
One of the videos, one of my lives, one of my viewers sends me some weird presents in the mail, and so I don't want my mom to watch that part. But what was I saying? Oh, my platforms. Anyway, I felt like I was leaving money behind on eBay by just focusing on Amazon. Mm-hmm. And then I working my full-time job, I didn't really have time to do both. So then I'm like, let me just focus on eBay. When you're starting off, you just want to focus on one thing. And I tried it. I was doing so then I picked up Macari though, and then I picked up Poshmark, and it was just I felt like I was stretching myself too thin, like stretching myself too much. And so I stopped it all and was just doing eBay. And then when I went full time last year, I felt like I need to do more platforms if I'm gonna. I want more eyes on my stuff. So then I picked up on the cross listing. In the beginning of the year, I was gonna do some merchant fulfilled on Amazon. And after a few weeks, I started. That's when shipping came available for me for Facebook, and I really wanted to take advantage of the 5% fees and stuff. And I started focusing on that. And then Amazon just kind of is just put in the back burner. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not an architect. So that's why I haven't done Amazon. Maybe eventually I might try to get back into it. But I mean, I'm doing like right now. I don't know how much. I'm not really liking Macari that much anymore, like I was. I feel like it's. I like eBay and Facebook, and then it's nice to have the stuff cross listed. But like, instance for today, I'll make a couple sales on Macari and Poshmark. I'm like, okay, that's why I cross list. But it's a tough. It became tough when I started. Sometimes on Facebook you'll list it and it'll sell instantly. So by the time I'm done cross listing, I go back to Facebook and it's sold. So then I would slow down on listing on all the sites, and then it just becomes back burner.
When you do cross posting, are you doing it yourself, or are you using a program to do it?
I manually do it all myself.
Nurse Philippa says the same thing. She's not much of an Amazon person herself. She started with Amazon and then eBay, but then two big platforms. That's like, it's too much for me. And exactly, it can be overwhelming from what I'm hearing from people. Good morning, Letterman.
Yeah, it can be tough.
Morning? Yeah. So what is your basic the go-to items that you've been selling? Because I think, if I remember correctly, aren't you specializing, or you do more of toys of some kinds, or that category? I used
to like to go looking through toys and board games. I like selling board games and board game pieces. But over the last few months, I've really been focusing. Well, actually, almost a year now. Since I went full time, I was trying to focus more on stuff people need and people want or whatever. And beginning of the year, I started having some luck just finding just more shoes. I was getting into shoes a lot, and I was trying to pay attention to my like the sell-through rate of things and my price point, trying to get my average buy cost or my average price up, sell price, trying to make more profit. I still don't mind. I used to like to sit down and go through a board game, and if I couldn't sell it, I would part it out. And then right now, trying to do this full time, I don't really think it's worth all my time now. So I have some of that stuff. If I see it, I'll do it. But it'll be pushed off for a day I don't feel like listing. I might go through a board game, but that's not like my main focus. And then I've had just stuff in my my life. I adopted a new dog almost 2 months ago now.
Aww.
And he's from the shelter, and he's got he freaks out if I leave. So I've been really limited. Like, he doesn't want to be I can't leave him by himself yet. Like I can leave for a few minutes. So I have like my mom come over to watch him. It's like this big ordeal, to be honest. So this month I was doing jeans. I like to do jeans, and then I started spreading myself out. And I'm messing with clothes right now, trying to get a bunch of that, like trying to see if how that works into what I'm selling. And I sell everything. Like today, I have a DVD player going out today, so I sold some yarn today.
Oh, wow.
And then I have 2 pieces of clothing, a pair of shoes, and another shirt, and a baseball card. I sell everything, anything I can find, I'll sell. I'm trying to sell.
Kathy wants to know, on Kathy's Corner, do you ever think about going back to a regular job?
I don't know. I didn't answer. They called me back to work. They reopened the poker room, and I didn't want to go back. I really liked what I'm doing. When I started doing this, I felt like I could do this. And now that I've been doing it for so long, like, I feel like if I went back, I wouldn't be happy doing it. I love doing this. But I didn't realize it was going to be as hard work as it is. Like, trying to hit my numbers, and part of it was also when I did start, I gave myself when I started YouTube, I was going to do YouTube for a year. And then after that year came up, I was going to see if I wanted to keep doing it. And then I like doing it, but I also had wanted my YouTube to be part of my business, not for the fact I wanted people to like come and buy stuff from me. I wanted just to have people watch my videos, and then them watching my videos would bring a stream of income in. And then, this has now been almost another year, and I'm still not making. I'm monetized, but I haven't made a paycheck off of YouTube.
Are you needing watch hours?
No. I'm monetized.
Oh, okay.
But like, I haven't been able to, since I got monetized. I can't consistently put out videos long enough for that. I feel like, I'm just not, my channel is just not. I'm not happy with my views. They're not as good as would want them to be. I just haven't made it. I haven't made enough I haven't put enough effort into my channel to make money on there. I've been focusing more on my reselling, if that makes sense. Right. Is that what you asked me? I don't even remember what you asked me.
I was also wondering if you missed the casino.
I mean, I miss the people I worked with at the casino. I don't hate working at the casino, but when I was a little kid, I always wanted to have my own business. I wanted to run my own thing. Like when I first started this, the very first time I was reselling, I had plans of like, okay, yeah, I could do this and save the money, and then I will, I want to buy like property and like do. I didn't know you could do this for like a job, and then there was a couple channels I watched back then, but then when I first found Cincinnati Picker, and then I found like Shed Flips and Justin RVA Flips, like those guys, they were doing this for a job. I'm like, I could do this for a job. Like it's really cool. And I mean, there's different levels of it. And then however you want to get to where you're going to go, I mean, you don't have to, like a lot of people, when I talk to them about what I'm doing, they just think I'm selling like junk, which I kind of am, but I'm finding, I mean, I feel like, I don't know, eventually maybe it would come up to something that, I could do what I'm doing right now and be happy. Like I'm not looking to be a millionaire. I want to do what makes me happy.
Right. Bobby wants to know, how many listed items do you have?
On eBay, I just hit 800. I've been floating around 800 for the last 2 weeks. And I already did 10 listings today. I think I'm at 806 now.
Oh, wow.
Not all of those are good. Probably 300 or 400 of those suck. I used to when I first started. So I'm 2 years in now. Mm-hmm. Some of that stuff I've had listed for probably a long time. And I used to think I needed it to, like, I needed to have 1,000 listings is what I used to think. I'm like, I've 1,000 listings. I will be happy. So I would buy whatever would get me to 1,000. Like if it was, if it would make me $3, I'm like, oh, I make $3 on this. Like, I'm not trying to do that anymore. Like when I list, I list a dollar amount. So I want to list $200 with stuff. And, but right now I'm also trying, I feel like now that's been over the last probably 7-8 months. I've been really focusing on that. And then now I'm thinking I still need to have a certain amount of good listings up and still hitting like $200 of listings a day, but having good listings. So I'm trying to do 10 listings a day. And I'm also trying to make a backstock of stuff. Like 2 days ago, I took 27 pictures of stuff to list. And I listed 10 yesterday, 10 today. So I have 7 drafted now. And then when we get done here today, I'm going to try to take 20 or 30 more. So then that gives me time to list those over the next couple of days where I can film a YouTube video or go sourcing or do something else and trying to find better, trying to be more productive with my sell-through rate. I mean, I get all this stuff in my head so I have 800 listings, but probably half of them suck.
Yeah. Kathy wants to know, and I think this has to do with a lot of what you were saying in reference to when you first started debt-free was your goal. Mm-hmm. Are you able to save money for the future, even though now you had started and then went into debt-free? How's that working for you for your savings for the future?
So, okay, I do have in my budget, I budgeted out to save some money every month to put into my to saving, not savings or into stocks. Mm-hmm. I try to buy some stocks, or I do M1. I do a lot of M1 finance. I don't know if do you know what that is?
Yeah,
I do some of that. So I'm able to put money in there every month. There's some months it's been tougher because now I'm pulling money out of my, okay. I had you can see this picture right here. Oh, where is it at? That's my old dog. He was sick for this. He was sick for about 6 months this year. So I spent a lot more extra money I had on making him like as comfortable as possible for his last few months. So that was really more than I really want to talk about today. But that was a big part of been a big part of trying to hustle, like grind out more doing listing, because I had planned out. I had a year that I was able to be comfortable reselling and keeping up with my YouTube channel the way I was, but then I wasn't planning on my dog getting sick. So I spent close to $2,000 on him this year. So that was a big chunk of money that I wanted to save. So I've been grinding out to try to make that money back, if that makes sense.
Right.
So,
Okay. Paul wants to know buying properties. That could be interesting. Will he be scared to make the purchase or do the reno?
when I said that, I meant that was the very first time. I think this is like 2013 or 14 is when I first started, because I thought like I figured I could do reselling for a little while, and then eventually I'd have to move on to something else. If that makes sense.
Right.
And then I got out of it because then I got promoted at work. I took a supervisor position. I had went back to school for a little while, and I didn't have enough time to resell. When I got back into it, that's where I felt like I could really do this. Like, I feel like you could really do this for your job. Like, this is a good thing to be in. Like, I don't know if thrifting is. I mostly thrift at thrift stores. I do yard sales a little bit, but most of my stuff's from thrifted. I'm not sure if that's sustainable. It might turn into. I probably need to source better at garage sales, or eventually maybe private buys or something like that. But I don't know how far, if that makes sense too. I don't know if thrifting forever would be but I mean, I see other people that do it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's one of those working balance kind of things. And I saw what Kathy posted earlier. One man's trash is another man's treasures.
Yep.
And basically, it's almost like recycling. You just don't know who might need that. Like, I had a message came in on something I sold last night, and she gave me this message in reference to something that she had when she was younger, wanted to start playing on using her device, and it just so happened that the item that I had for sale in my eBay store was exactly what she had when she was younger. So that's the only reason she purchased it, was to start playing that particular device on that item that I had. So you just never know who's looking for that one thing that may have been something in their childhood or younger,
right?
That they finally get to find and replace, whether it be maybe some type of weather problems or fires or whatever. You just never know. There you get when you say you are a FT reseller, I can make money at that.
Huh.
So do you find yourself sourcing any particular category, or do you just basically whatever you can find?
I've been really, over the last probably month and a half since I got my new dog here, I feel like I've been it depends on what store I go to. Mm-hmm. Some of the stores, when I go inside there, I do go to the bins a lot. So the Goodwill outlet, if you don't know the bins.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And
I go in there and I'll look for shoes to start off with, because it's the first thing I see. And then I walk through the hard goods, like just through there, and I'll try. I try to look up anything I think is interesting. I mean, I watch so much reselling content that it's crazy. That, I mean, there's stuff that I know I pass up on that's probably that I don't know about, but some stuff I found stuff that I've seen it in a video, and then I don't remember who I've seen it. I'll message some people, because I don't want to take credit for something, but I found like it's just junk that I think is junk. But I found it in the bins, and I'm like, man, I saw this in a video, and the thing sells for like $50. It was like a MP3 speaker or something, and it looked like an alien. And I don't remember whose video. I even messaged someone, and I'm like, did you talk about this in a video? And they're like, I have no idea what that is. I'm like, so I'll go do that I'll do that at the bins. But if I'm going to like the regular Goodwill, depends on what store. I mean, I go look through electronics. I go look through I'll look for the books very faintly. Like, I used to go scan books on my phone for Amazon. But I'll look through there for something interesting. I'll look for maybe Babysitter's Club or Goosebumps or Harry Potter. But other than that, I mean, I walk down electronics. I'll look through the movie. I really like movies and DVDs and stuff. So I'll pick through that stuff and just kind of look through it to see what's there. If anything interesting stands out to me, and then I just make my way. I'll go over to the shoes and then the clothes, and I always look at the board games, and that's about it. And if I can't find stuff, then I might head over to the women's clothing.
Right. Johnny, I have to go. Just wanted to stop. Well, thank you so much, Judy May. Thank you for coming by and have a great day. Angie's in the house. Hello, Angie. Hello, good morning and welcome. I have been posting hellos in the chat while Dan's chatting. So that way I don't miss
ranting.
Everybody, hello. No, that's great. While you're doing that, I'll hit them in the chat with at and hello, so I don't miss anyone. Everybody who's coming in, thank y'all so much for coming in. If you have any questions for Dan, go ahead and put it in the chat. Nashville Flippers, hello, good morning, and welcome. Susanna's Chronicle, hello, Susanna. How are you doing? Good to see you. Mr. Jimmy's in the house. I just heard about this channel yesterday. The Urban Bought and Gone. I actually heard them on another video that I was watching. And I went to see one of their videos. Actually pretty good. I'll have to check out some more of your videos.
He was hanging out with Joey and Drew and Osborne the Thrift.
Yep. Dan does lives, workouts, hangouts on Wednesday. There you go. Thank you, Jennifer. Let's see. If and when you do go sourcing, though, is there anything in particular you stay away from? Any particular category that you're not really comfortable with reselling, or even not wanting to even touch it?
You know, the one thing I try not to stay away from anything. The one thing I do is some of the bigger electronic stuff. I don't know a lot about that stuff. I can test like a VCR and a DVD combo unit. I can test that stuff. When it's like a receiver and disc changers and all that stuff, I mean, it's just not my wheelhouse. I don't know anything about it. And I feel like if I buy it, it's just going to, like, I have a 5-disc CD changer that's been sitting probably a year and a half because I have no idea what to do with it, but it was like $2. I'm like, I can't leave this. And I had a laser disc player I bought. I went to a friend's house and I bought part of his video game collection, and he threw this laser disc player in this thing into the deal. And I didn't want it, but he's like, I was just trying to buy. I bought all this game stuff, and this was part of it. And I'm like, I don't really want this thing, and it sat here for almost 2 years.
Wow.
I think, or maybe a year. It was a long time, probably 2 years. And eventually, when I was talking about before, trying to hit my goal every day is to list like $200. This thing sold. It was selling at the time. It was selling for like $200. So I'm like, I don't know. It's almost 2 years later. What does a laser disc go for now? And it was selling for $200. And it was a day. I had other stuff going on, and I didn't have enough time. I couldn't list anything. So I'm like, I got to list this laser disc player. So I tested it. I mean, this sucker, it weighed 28 pounds, like, wow, packaged. It was the most, it sold in like 2 weeks for $200, but it was just the absolute worst. And I was watching Osborne to Thrift. I started binging him. I know about him from watching Joey and Drew, but I know all I knew about him was that he sold a lot of bigger stuff, and that's just not my wheelhouse. And I don't really want to do that. But I was watching. I'm like, I don't know how he does this every day. His work area looks about as big as this room that's what I work in, and I couldn't imagine like trying to ship some of that big. I couldn't imagine trying to ship a Laserdisc player in here. And after that, I haven't looked. I've passed on bigger stuff since that was about probably 3 weeks ago now. I have not wanted to mess with bigger stuff because of that thing. I needed a break from it. But yeah, some of that bigger stuff. I don't have space to keep stuff.
Yeah. I don't know how Osborne does it either, because let me tell you, we've been watching him for quite a while, and it is amazing how he will pack up that van with large items and then turn around and constantly doing it every day. I don't know how he does it.
One of my favorite channels is Commonwealth Picker.
Yeah.
And a lot of there's probably more people but this stuck out to me is that don't buy stuff unless you're going to list it and sell it. And so I do try to take that to heart. And like last year, I was at a garage sale and I couldn't find anything all day. And I bought a vacuum cleaner that, I'm going to part it out. And it's been sitting there for over a year now. And I don't want to mess with it. And so I'm trying really not to stick.
Like Kevin always says, when in doubt, part it out.
Yep.
Kathy wants to know, where do you all advertise as like free paper in your neighborhood? I don't advertise. Word of mouth.
So Justin, I'm really bad at the chat too. Thanks everyone for hanging out.
Flying. Good morning. Yeah, the chat is definitely flying this morning. Good morning, Piloting Profits. Glammy. Hello. Good morning and welcome. I saw a comment in the chat. I'm trying to get to it for a question for you. So give everybody another, there's some new people that's coming in. So go ahead and give a brief discussion on what you do, what's your channel, and what do you do with your channel on your platforms.
All right. My name is Dan. I go by Art Vandalay on YouTube. I sell on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Poshmark. Was that all right? I used to sell on Bonanza and I stopped. and I have a YouTube channel, Art Vandalay, like I just said, and I just kind of I just show you what I'm doing reselling. It's just something I started about 2 years ago, and I just kind of do, I don't know, whatever I feel like about reselling for the day in my videos. I do. Jennifer plugged it earlier, so I guess I should plug it. I do a live show every Wednesday. It's supposed to be a working hangout, but I don't really get much work done. Hanging out with Joe the Philly Picker and Mike from the January House. They're too cool, I guess, to be in here right now. They better be lurking.
Yeah, really, huh? Yeah, every now and then Mike does come in the chat. Paul, Justin wants to know, what is the coolest thing you ever found lately?
This is gonna be so sad. I thought that, you know, it sucks because I should rip. I'm gonna rip it out of it. I sold it. I just sold it. This is the thing I double sold today, so I can tape it up. It's gonna be the saddest thing.
Open it,
huh?
You're gonna open it back up, and while you're doing that, the next question is, what type of microphone are you using that's cool?
Oh, it's a blue Snowball. I got it on. When you're talking when the pandemic started, I was like, oh, I got to do some lives because on my channel, I do most of my videos they're under 10 minutes. I try to get in and get out and let you get on your day.
Somebody's asking, would like to see the dog. Well, go ahead.
Oh, he's sleeping down here. If I can get him if he comes over here and crawls on me, I'll get him. I'll show you a picture. This is so sad that this is the coolest thing I found recently. But look at these things. They're Nike like nursing shoes. I think they're so cool.
What is the emblem on there?
It's like it's like a nurse, a medical.
Oh, okay, I see it.
I think these things are so cool. I found these at the bins last week. They look brand new. Like brand new. They sell for like $100 and some. And I sold them for $50 plus shipping on Facebook. I thought I just think they're really cool. I'm probably going to feel stupid that I don't have anything cooler, but I think my mom actually found them. I was taking, I had to take my dog. I had to drop him off to the vet for some treatment last week. And she's like, you want to stop at the bins on the way home? Cause it killed me to go past the bins without stopping. So we stopped in there. I loaded up on shoes, and this was a pair. I think they're cool. That's so sad that's what's cool. Ooh, I almost dropped the shoes on the dog. Dodger.
Angie, I thought you hit 100 already. You getting close to it? Drop your link in the chat. I thought you were already there, getting close. Dan likes the taste test strange candy.
Shut up, Paul. I don't know if this morning chat's not ready for some of the stuff that
I saw that video too when you got a special package in the mail.
Yeah,
somebody sent you. That was too funny. That was one of them. You definitely said, I hope my mom's not watching.
Yeah, I ended up telling her about it. She thought it was funny. But I think it's cool. That's about, I mean, so now you can see kind of the stuff that I sell. If that's the coolest thing I got.
Now I'm going to tie a question in with Nashville Flippers comment, because I remember there was a comment. There was actually a giveaway that somebody had did, and it was actually OBX Picker. And one of the questions had to do with Seinfeld. Tell them, how did you get your name? And then again, Art, what's your favorite Seinfeld episode? So we're going to tie that the questions together.
Seinfeld's one of those shows which I feel, this is sad because I don't watch it a ton anymore. My favorite episode is basically whatever one I'm watching, but I do like Festivus the best. If you remember that episode where George's family they don't celebrate Christmas.
Yeah.
They celebrate Festivus for the rest of us. And it's on, that one is just amazing. Before I worked at the casino, well, the casino too, the casino you work, I mean, they're open every day. So if you got off, if you're off on the holiday, it's basically because your schedule allowed you to be off that day. Before that, I worked for Blockbuster Video, and we were open every day of the year too. And we used to have a Christmas party. When I was a store manager, I used to throw a Festivus party. But as far as my name, my name's Dan. And when I came up with, when I was a long time ago, I just made Art Vandalay was my handle. I live in Indiana outside Chicago. And I was going to a Cubs game, and it was a rooftop game. And I was setting up a party to hang out on the rooftops with some friends, and they just needed a group name. And I just didn't want to be like, Dan's guest or whatever. So I told him Vandalay Industries because I was just a big Seinfeld fan. And at the time, like one of my brother's friends was like, "How did you get set up with Vandalay Industries?" I'm like, "It's from Seinfeld, man." But so fast forward a few years, I mean, then I'm on the internet. You're always having to make usernames. So my username was I just when I was making a YouTube channel, or not a channel, when I was never gonna do like YouTube. Like it was in my head, like it would be cool to do, but I was never gonna do it. But my username was just Art Vandalay. At the time, it was Art Vandalay 219 for everything. Like if I'm on other platforms, like anything I'm doing, like Art Vandalay 219 is my username for everything. So when I made my channel, I just had it, and I was in the chats and stuff. And I just never changed it. I didn't know what to change it to. And then eventually, like everyone just knew of me as Art Vandalay. And to be honest, when I first started my channel, I was never going to say my real name. I was just going to be Art. And I think that might have lasted a video or two where I didn't. And I ended up eventually dropping the 219. So it's like a real name, I guess. But
right.
I just never really came up with a name. And then it's gone on. I still sometimes feel like I should change it because I don't know. I mean, I don't think the Seinfeld's coming to look for me about it, but it feels weird because people are like, "I love your name," and I'm like, "Thanks," but I didn't. I wish I had come up with it. I feel weird taking credit for it, but that's just how I came up with the name. I mean, I stole it, I guess. I'm a stealer.
I remember when you had when you first started, and it was like you were deciding what to do.
Yeah,
and you were doing weren't you on a live somewhere when you decided to change it? I think I've talked about it a few times in lives. Yeah, I mean, because I got like my logo and stuff all made from like I had stickers. Everything was made from oh, I remember that when you did it, you showed it on a live.
Yeah. I got it from Fiverr, so I had come up with different ideas to see if something would stick. Like Art Vandalay works. If you watch Seinfeld, Art Vandalay is an importer exporter.
Right.
So it felt in my head, it constantly feels like reselling. You're bringing stuff in and letting stuff out. Like it works for reselling too, but it doesn't just make me, if I'm like Dan the picking man or something like that, like, I mean, I guess that would work for anything too, but I could do whatever I wanted. Eventually, if I wanted to do channel on something else, I could just do my channel on something else. Like at the time, I don't really think that would work now after you kind of want to stay in one lane. But I don't know, if I grew and went to something else, if it started to transition to something, I don't have to like go off to some other thing. Yeah, I've had other ideas. I've made other logos, and just everything comes back to Art Vandalay. It just, I don't know. I feel like if I quit, then someone else would show up and be Art Vandalay.
Yeah. Ghost for you. Hello, Brandon. How are you doing? Good morning. Hello and welcome. Good to see you. If I'm not sure yet, I haven't heard the new name. Janet, I don't know why you don't have a wrench, but there you go. That is actually Brandon, Lego Man of the Midwest. He did change his name, so that's his new screen name, his YouTube name. Check him out. They do all kind of auctions on their channel with him and his mom. And if anybody has any questions, you're more than welcome to put it in the chat. Come back 1 year.
Do the stickers stick? Yes.
Let's see here. My last Smurfs. Everybody saying hello to each other, talking to each other. Hello, Hot Flip. Heidi, how are you doing? Good morning. Hello and welcome. The coolest thing he find is clearly the colored bins behind him.
Oh, my banker boxes.
Lockers, yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about space. So this room, I share, my brother and I are roommates. And this was just a part-time thing, and this is like a shared room in here. I've sectioned off part of the garage. I've kind of taken over a lot of the garage, and it's just been years of like, my garage is unorganized to begin with, and then when I just started piling, like I was saying earlier, I used to think I would just buy, if it sells for $5 or whatever, I make $2 on it, I'm happy, and I was just buying this stuff, and so it piled up, and it became an issue pretty fast. But one of my things back here was to make some extra space in here, so I just decided to I bought some banker boxes instead of labeling them. I just decided I found these colored ones on Walmart, and it just felt like it worked better than having to like write anything on them.
I would have never, when looking at them, I would have never thought they were banker boxes.
Yeah, I love them.
Thank you, and good morning, Debbie. How are y'all doing today? Again, if you have any questions for Dan, put them in the chat. Strange candidate, that could be arranged. You better watch what you ask for, that's for sure. Dan's new channel name, Thrifting. Good morning, Mr. Turtle. How are y'all doing, Turtle Trader? How it's good to see y'all. Get it?
What did it say? Get out the poll.
Got to run. Thank you so much, Kayla. Good to see you. Don't work too hard. Everybody else is saying hello and welcome and good morning. So if someone, and I know you started, like I said, 2 years ago, and I know you're over 2,000 subscribers, what advice would you give someone, for example, who is just starting out, thinking of it, hasn't done a video yet? And I know you're kind of leery when you first started with your videos. What kind of comments, suggestions you would give someone if they've never done it before, thinking about it, whether it be selling on a platform or doing a videos?
Okay. If you're just starting off, I would pick one platform to sell on to start off with if you're uncomfortable. And as far as YouTube, you just got to do it. I can't believe I actually do it. And then when you start doing it, you realize no one cares. Like I used to feel like I was going to get working at the casino in the poker room. If you've never been around a poker room, it's just like, it's people like, they just kind of, they're always like busting chops on you. Like they don't, I mean, even just people in general, when they talk to me, people are always busting my chops. Cause I bust chops with people all the time. And, I always felt like I was going to get judged really bad about it because I didn't know how to do I don't know how to do anything on my videos. And I've learned, I learn all the time. And so the only way you're going to do it is just to do it. And the only way you're going to get better is by doing it. And I would focus on, I would just focus on getting a video out. And then the next video, just consistently you just got to make a choice to just be consistent and just do some work. And you don't have to be crazy, and just whatever you have. It doesn't have to be like, I don't know if it's coming from the guy just showed you shoes is the coolest thing he found recently. It's just, if it's interesting to you, it's going to be interesting to somebody. Yeah. And just do it. You have to. It's just, if you want to do it, you have to do it. You can't use maybe tomorrow or a camera. Oh, the one thing that was huge was cameras. I'm like, all right, I'll start when I get a camera. And then you get the camera and you're like, I don't know how to work this thing. So I used my phone for a long time, and I eventually used my reselling money to buy myself a GoPro. And I did it because I was going to be like the garage. I was going to go to garage sale and wear a camera on the garage sale. And that's just not me. And so now I use my GoPro just because I have it and I don't want to resell it. Cause part of me wants to go to a garage sale, but you can just use your phone and just edit just do it. And then you get, whatever. I used to not study, but I would just see something that someone was doing in their video and I wanted to learn how to do it. And I try to figure it out, and I'd use YouTube to try to help me. I don't know any fancy tricks or nothing, but you don't really need to do that either.
Glams wants to know, do you ever sell clothing?
I do. I've been selling. I used to sell clothing a lot more. And then when I got back into it, when I got back into reselling, the very first time, clothing was like the people I was watching, clothing was super cheap all the time. And I was comfortable finding a bunch of it. I couldn't go source a bunch. So I did clothing. When I got back into it, like 2 years ago, I was trying to stay away from clothing, but I would go find clothing a lot more in the winter time because I do a lot of thrifting, and they had half off sales every other week. So I would go load up on some clothing and I list it. And, but then I started focusing on jeans a lot. So I would just look at jeans. And then over the last few months, I kept on finding myself buying more and more clothing. So I've been we're about 2 weeks in now. I've been really focusing on clothing, trying to see how it does for me. Trying to see, of course, I had some luck with some like sportswear and stuff like that, but just trying to trust myself on buying see if I can sell some other items. And most of the stuff I have going out today is clothing. I sold a pair of Columbia shorts. I just picked them up the other day. This has been forever. It's like a batting like workout shirt. This is not good. But I bought it for $1 like a long time ago because I thought it was cool because it was sporting good. but yeah, I don't mind. I could change my mind in, I guess, a week or something. I've just been trying to find stuff that can make me. I'm trying to profit about $10 an item I sell. But I was kind of talking about that earlier, that I'm trying to get to have quality items that are going to make me at least $10. And I need to, I think I need to have more items that, because my base price is going to be profiting $10. I feel like I still need to have a lot more items, but I'm trying to list $200 a day. And a big thing is I could buy some clothing. Is hopefully I'm buying some of the right clothing that'll be able to allow me to do that, because my sourcing is limited. I can only go out a couple days. Like, I haven't been out since Saturday, and I don't think I'll be able to get back out sourcing this week until Friday. Right. So it kind of makes it a little tough. So I was able to go find the other day. I was able to find 55 pieces, and that's what I'm gonna be working on most of this week, is to get that stuff listed. And I have a few things left over from the week before, so it allows me to not have to go worry. I was going out every day, like looking for shoes. I was going to different stores every week and really trying to get to like a $20 profit point. And but I was going out every day looking for stuff. So if that kind of makes sense.
I want to tell everybody and give a warm welcome to my friend from Louisiana. Him and I went to school together, and we still communicate back and forth. Mr. Carl Este in Louisiana. Hello, and good to see you, Carl. Everybody's making comments of basically you would be the enforcer at the casino.
I don't know if I was the enforcer.
Good cell phone camera works. Yeah, and that's one of the things. If you're starting out and you don't have the extra cash flow to go do those extra cameras and different fancy things and expensive things, use what you have first. It's always
I would try it out, and then if you like it, I wouldn't go spend $200 or $300. And some people, you might not even like to do YouTube. Right. You feel like you want to do it, and then you might not want to do it then.
Yeah, and to me, it's like when you first start out. I know I'm only speaking from my experience. I was not only nervous, but I was excited at the same time.
Yeah.
But I go back and I do watch my old videos. And what's funny is, I was like, I can't believe I did that. You can tell I'm reading off of a piece of paper. You can tell I'm not myself. But the more you do it, the more it comes natural for you.
I tried to script like my first video or two. I was like, I was so nervous. Yeah. Like, I'm a nervous guy in general. I just always nervous. Whatever I'm doing, I'm nervous. I don't think I'll ever stop being nervous about doing a video. Like, coming on a live, I'm never going to not be nervous. It's just it's just who I am.
Right. But again, and I'm only saying that at the beginning, because before you turn that first video camera on to film, it's going to be, but then once you just do it, it's going to happen. It's going to come natural for you. For me, I'm not usually nervous about anything, but when it came to that, I was.
Yeah.
And then again, I'm going to fall back at what you said, because that's what happened with me was, like Josh said, just do it. Mm-hmm. And that's what got me inspired to do it. Good morning, Jeff. How are you doing? eBay Addict, good to see you. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for dropping all the links, as you always do. And so I want everybody to do me a favor. I know that Jennifer's always helping everybody out, dropping everybody's link, no matter who's saying what at what time, coming in the chat. So if you want to show her some love and support, here's her link to her Buy Me a Milkshake. Go check her out and give her some support and love also, for all that she does for everybody in every show. Yes, Jeff is here. Shout out to Carl. There you go. Let's see here. Kathy, wait, where do we go? Need some wheels. We're talking to each other. Don't know. Dan, also known as Art Vandalay. Yes, that is him. Don't really promote videos. Mine are all done on cell phone. Oh, cool. I didn't realize that. That's another one. If y'all love dumpster diving videos and y'all haven't checked out Just Me Kathy, y'all need to go check out what she does when she finds all that good stuff in them dumpsters, y'all. Jimmy, hello, good morning, and welcome. I still read off a piece of paper. For me, I don't. I just played by ear. But when I first did, I
do. If I do like a what sold, if I'm doing a what sold video, I have a piece of paper with bullet points to make sure I how much I got, how much I paid for it, what it sold for. So I'm not wrong on that.
I have it up here, but this is my very first thing I did for my intro, and I kept it because it was right above the camera. So when I would do it, I would actually read like I'm watching and looking at the camera.
Oh, there you go.
Looking sideways, and so that's how I did it. I still have it; it's there, but I don't use it anymore. But yeah, you do what you got to do to help you get through it.
If you have to read off, I feel reading off paper is not horrible, but
No.
it didn't feel like me when I was doing it.
Yeah, same here. And you do what's best for you, what feels best for you.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going to do it, just do it, and then ad lib it. Do what you got to do at the beginning to get started. Due to the fact that it's going to be okay. The more you do it, the more you're going to feel comfortable doing it. And I love when I see the comments. I haven't did any content yet. That word "yet" is there, so that means that they're thinking about it. And that's one good thing I like about the morning show. No matter who comes on the videos, on the guest, or anyone who comes in the chat, it's always knowing that somebody can be lurking, not knowing that they're in the chat because they're not actually physically in the chat. But again, you just never know who's going to be out there listening, the way you can touch them in any kind of way as far as ideas, thoughts, your comments, things that you do may help somebody else who is having issues with doing certain things. And if you can come out and say, well, I'm doing it this way, but this may not work for others, but this is what works for me, then you're just going to realize that it's okay, because then you can take a little bit from each person, implement it into your business and see what works for you. Just like old spaghetti, cooking spaghetti noodles, throw it at the wall. If it sticks, it's good, kind of thing. So
exactly.
Missy, hello, good morning and welcome. She was our guest yesterday. If you haven't checked it out yesterday, she was awesome. So definitely go check it out. Yesterday's video. She was our guest yesterday. Everybody said they're subbing to each other. Jennifer's been dropping links in the chat for everyone. I appreciate that. You guys are awesome. And thank you so much for coming in and enjoying the morning show. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. Buy Me Milk should do a favor. Yep, that's right. Thank you, Justin. Alex, hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing? He's on the Facebook side as well. Hello. He's fading away. If y'all haven't checked out his videos of all the weight he's been losing,
I've followed him on. It's TikTok or what? Something I've been watching him. He's all over the place.
Yeah, he is. But the good thing about it though, he is showing his progress.
Yeah,
showing that you can do it as well. And if you put your mind to it, just like with YouTube or platforms you sell on, as long as you work hard at it, dedicate your time for it. And some people have a full-time job and do it part-time. But one of the things I always suggest is take time blocks. If it's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, whatever it may be, whether it's for listing. Another thing I like doing is every morning while I'm having my morning coffee and waking up, I'll go to my eBay store and I'll do feedbacks. I'll see if somebody's watching items for sending out offers. I'll reply to emails. I'll also reply to all comments on my videos. So that's my morning wake up kind of thing that I'm doing. So if you can take a time slot and notch it out for that block, you can get a lot of things done if you get started that way. And then you can see how easy it is automatically for you to do. And whatever helps you. Everybody's different when it comes to things that you can do when it comes to that. So on your platforms, what is your best item you ever found to flip that you never thought would ever sell? Besides shoes.
This is I was waiting for this question because I never have an answer, but recently I
got one today.
Yeah, I like to show pictures, so I have to show. I should have saved the picture.
You want to? I was gonna say you can probably show it on your screen if you want to show your screen. If you can get off your screen.
Oh, it'd be faster to find it on my on my phone. But it's a you're not gonna be very. Maybe you'll be a little. If you follow on Instagram,
Miss Vintage Ivy. If y'all don't know, that is Brandon's mom. Good morning. I am trying to change my waking and sleeping schedule. Awesome. All right, here we go.
I sold this. It's a PBS.
Tilt a little bit away from your window because the window's blaring it. There you go.
It's PBS Eyes on the Prize Civil Rights. It's a 7-set, I think, VHS tape set. I paid $2 for it, and I sold it for $110, free shipping. I had it listed for $150, $149.99, and it was a really bad sales weekend a few weekends ago. And I sent out an offer, and they countered at this, and I didn't want to miss out on the sale, so I figured I have $2 into this. I'm gonna take $110.
That is awesome.
So this will be I never have one of these. So what's your best? It's not even like that great of a lot of people. But this is amazing for me. I love this sale. This is like my favorite sale of all time.
And was that new open or was it new sealed or open?
2 of them were open. 5 of them weren't. and I was still scared. I got positive feedback. They were all excited, and I couldn't believe it. But I found a PBS toy set a while ago, like this toy thing, and I sold it for $100. So when I saw this, I kind of look out for PBS and BBC, and I took a shot and looked it up, and any sets I look up, and it's sold. I couldn't believe the sold comp on it, so I was so excited I couldn't get in my cart fast enough.
Right. And I always love it whenever, because sometimes some people have to think about it. And for you, you said you couldn't wait for that question. I'm glad I asked it.
Because that's a lot of times, because I usually have to. I'm like, I don't really like. I just don't. Most of this, I don't know. It's just weird. I see, like, I don't know. I'll look through some of my stuff when I make a video for like a what sold video. Like, man, none of these are like that good. It's just stuff. It's just like average stuff. But some of it sells pretty good. I mean, but I don't know. It's weird. My mindset like changed. Sorry, excuse me. When you're still trying to learn, like I went from just buying whatever would make me a few dollars, and then now I'm trying to really pay attention to that sell through rate. But at the same time, I know I'm like, I have to be listing stuff and selling stuff, and I don't want to be too picky, but not picky enough. So it ends up with what I got, just average Joe stuff.
All right, I'm going to make a large picture here real quick because I want to show what I sold. I was shocked. This happened Sunday morning while I was doing my listings. I did 60 listings this past Sunday. And I'm just constantly listing, doing my thing. And all of a sudden my phone goes crazy. And I had to take a double take and look at it twice because I could not believe this actually sold that I got on an online auction. I paid $10 for it. So this will never sell. And sure enough, let me get this comment off.
Some City the card game. It's
a City the card game. It was brand new sealed. It had 12 decks in it. It was a starter kit for $138, and I only paid $10 on an online auction. I took a gamble on it because it was something I didn't know nothing about. I do this every now and then for something that's like, well, I could take a chance on it. And it was still brand new sealed. It had all 12 packs. I paid the $10 for it, listed it. It took about 6 months to sell, but guess what? I got full asking price for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So you just never know what's going to sell. And if you're willing to take a chance on something like that, take it, You just never know.
Yeah. I really, really, I felt like I could get closer to the 150. So a lot of times but in the same part of me in my head too is thinking, like, I'm not going to nickel and dime someone for something. Like, I can just be done with this and move on. And I got, money in my pocket and I can buy more stuff. So I just did that. I have a pair of Red Wing boots, cowboy boots.
Mm-hmm.
And I want like $100 for them. And I feel like $100 is, so that's the other thing too, is I'll re-look up stuff to make sure I'm not off on price. Cause I mean, I don't know a whole bunch about it. I mean, I'm just going off of the comps I see, and maybe I mispriced it. It might not be worth it. And I don't know if this happens to everyone else, but usually like when I'm in the thrift store or something, everything's sells for more than when I actually buy it and bring it home. It seems like it loses 20% when it come home. Yeah. I'm kind of joking there, but because every time I'm so excited about stuff, and when I bring it home and look, I'm like, why did I buy this? This is not worth what I thought it was. But I wanted $100 for these boots, and they offered me like 75, and I countered it 100, and I had priced it up a little bit to make some room for some negotiation, and I said 100, and then they came back at like 80, and I was like, oh man, I really want the 100, but I'm like, I don't really want to lose a sale. And then I was like, just meet me at I'll do 90, and they haven't responded yet. But yeah. I'm like, if I was having a good weekend, if I wasn't having a good weekend, I don't know. I feel like I might have taken the 80 because I wouldn't. I'm like, I don't want to lose out on an $80 sale. I have like $9 into these boots.
Right. And everybody's making comments in reference to how VHSs do sell. I know I've been doing a lot of VHS tapes. I usually tend to keep as far as even, I know some that are used or open sell, but I find if they're sealed, they have more money value to it.
Yeah.
Molly made the comment about Colton just scheduled me on what crop dusting is. I watched that video this past weekend. I did not know what that was called. I did not even, granted, I know it now, But to know that it was called crop dusting, that was too funny. Yeah, you're right about that, Myra. Colton is Redneck Resell. If you haven't checked out his channel this weekend, he did put out a video on his shop. There was a whole group of people that were in his shop and crop dusted his whole store.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was funny. Free mystery box giveaway. Yes, that's right. The video came out, so check it out and go see if you can register for it. But you got to watch the video, see what you got to do. Nothing wrong with an average Joe stuff is moving and making you money. That is correct.
I do like, yeah, Paul. I spent so much money thinking like, oh, I have to go buy video game stuff. I don't even know anything about video games. Like, I don't even think I know the thing about that draws me, and I feel like I do okay when I do find stuff like clothing, is that I don't know, something catches my eye. And it's just like everything, and I'm like, all right, this will be okay. And then I'm like, when it sells, I'm like, see, I'm good at this. When I go look at video games, I think all video games are worth money, because that's just like, like, oh, video games. And then I don't find them that often. And then they get returned. They look like junk, and I'm not into video games. Not that I'm not into clothing either, but I mean, it's just, I don't know. I'll buy it when I see it, but when you walk into a thrift store, half the store's clothing. And I mean, I could change my mind next week too. Like, I'm trying anything. I'm not trying to be hammered down on one section. Like, I have I do part out board game stuff. This is this little bag of stuff I'm collecting.
Now, is that stuff you actually got from a game that wasn't complete or something?
Yeah. When I go to the bins, if I'll buy a game, but if it's not complete, I'll open it up, and you can, like, these are clue pieces. And I saw that the couple of the clue games were missing. They're missing the board, or they're missing cards, or they're missing pieces. I just took the pieces out of them, and I'll collect them. I've seen when you get like I saw someone, like, they sold a pound of these of board game pieces for, I don't know, like $20 or something. And so I figured, I'm like, I'm just gonna, if something's missing, or if I find a clue game, sometimes I can complete them because I have it. So I just had recently went to the bins and found a bunch of clue pieces.
Right. And nicely, that is so true. Missy was saying that never be greedy. And that's true. And I always say this a lot in some of my videos too, is I'm always blessed to get whatever sell I get, no matter how much it is. Yeah. Because sometimes if you get too greedy, you wind up losing sales that way.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that. But at the same time, I don't. When I price something, like I said, I'll re-look it up to make sure. Like, I mean, it might be listed for a while. Maybe my price was wrong. But if my price if I feel like it's fair, I mean, I'm not just gonna give something to someone either. I want to maximize what I want too.
They're talking about the video. So when you're doing and I want to talk a little bit about this, because you and I had a conversation about this before the show. Tell a little bit about your the things that you're trying out on your platforms that you're selling on, and things that you're doing that kind of change up here and there to kind of tweak what may be working for you, and what you're trying on your platforms that you're doing right now. So
I've been last year I've been messing with my promoting listings. When I first started selling 2 years ago, it was promoted listings. I hadn't been on eBay for a while, and I'm like, what is this promoted listings? And I was like messing around with it. And when I looked at my bill, I don't even know what I was doing, but basically I felt like I was spending way too much money for what I was selling, because at the time, 2 years ago, I was sourcing a lot more of like retail arbitrage items, because I was trying to find stuff for Amazon. And so eventually I don't have much room to give away when I'm doing retail arbitrage to give away to eBay for promoting a listing. And so I just kind of got out of it. And then last year, I started tinkering with it a little bit, and I wasn't doing promoted more than a few percent. And I just was tinkering around with that at a while. Usually I'll price my items, and then I always have sales going. I usually run a sale like Monday or Tuesday till like Thursday, and then Friday through the weekend. And I used to do like 20% sale. So I would price my items up just a little bit, and then always have them on a sale. And last year at some point I was kind of talking about that on my live show, and then Tommy Bernhard, he was like, what do you run a sale at? I'm like, oh, I run a sale like 20%. And he's like, well, why don't you try 10% sale and do 10% promoting. So I was tinkering with doing different amounts of that, like run a sale for 15%, run a promoted listing for 5%. And then, that's just been working here and there. And then I kind of, not that I don't think my sales are like that stale, but I just kind of want to have more sales. Right. And so I've been tinkering with promoting, and over this is going to be my second week. I started messing around with doing trending, and this week I've been doing trending plus 3.1%. And last week my average promoted listing price was 8.46% was my average price of my average listing. And I spent I only ended up spending about $44 in fees. And I got I had my best sales weekend of items wise. I had 19 items go out on eBay. And over the last few weeks, where I've just been, a few weeks ago I was doing like a flat 5% fee, and then I did 1 or 2 weeks of 10%. I was having 8 or 9 things go out, and I felt like I couldn't believe how much I had going out this weekend. And just something I've been just tinkering with, and I've been trying to price my stuff a little bit different just to try to kind of accommodate for that. And then I just want to see how it's working. And then by buying stuff at the bins, or I do a lot of when I go to the regular stores, I do average buy costs. So I'll take whatever I thrift for the day. I'll take just one blanket, whatever I spent, divided how many items I have, and that's my price for stuff. So my buying cost is a lot less. So I'm trying to make more on sell items for more, and my buy cost is little. So I've just been messing around with my promoted listings.
Yeah. So Nancy wants to know, Miss Ivy wants to know, what is the cheapest way to mail a board game? Anything cheaper than pirate ship?
Yeah, most of the I don't want to.
Do you use Shippo?
No, I don't use Shippo. I tried to use Shippo one time, and like I couldn't get it to work for me. It was the only time I've tried to ship UPS or FedEx. You can use FedEx on there too, right?
Yeah.
Only time I've ever tried it was one time. Other than that, if it's something on eBay that I know is going to be heavier or something, I just only offer UPS shipping on eBay. But I do pirate ship. But the best way, I have a video on shipping a board game. The best way is a 1095 box and a 1092 box from the post office, and you just put them together. You
don't use the board game box?
No, because that's going to be like $15 or $16, I think. This isn't a board game. This is it's a Rock Band guitar, but this is the same concept. You put the board game, however you want to package to make it safe, and then you put it inside a 1092 box, and then you put the 1095 box over it, and then this isn't flat rate, so this is just a regular. You see the 1095 right there, yeah. And the other one says 1092. And then you just weigh this. It's going to cost like $8 to ship this, depending on where it's going to go. Like I'm in Indiana, so if I ship something out west, it might cost $13 sometimes. But most of my shipping all my shipping I do flat rate shipping. Unless it's super heavy, I started doing calculated. But like a board game,
tell her again, what was those 2 number boxes?
It's a 1095 and a 1092. If you had, let's see if I can find my video. I linked the.
Edward says, Johnny, Dan is the only one who gave me free stuff. Wait, who give free stuff for free on eBay. Learn a bunch from him.
Who, me?
You give a lot of stuff for free away on eBay?
Oh, because yeah, no, I mess up. I mess up sometimes on some of my stuff. So I won't make.
Paul says he's gonna have you pronounce Tommy's last name tomorrow on the live.
Bernhard, is that how you say it, right? Bernhard.
Did I say it right? I would say it different from Louisiana, because for me, I would pronounce it from Louisiana. It would be Bernhard, but I'm not sure how he actually pronounces it. I have to run. Thank you so much, Lisa. Thank you for coming by. Also, don't forget, if you want to be part of the morning show, reach out to me. I'll be glad to put you on. I only have 2 dates available this month, and I'm already booking for September. Good morning, Amy. Hot Mess Thrifter. How you doing this morning? Good to see you. The board game box is a ripoff. Yeah, I don't use it. I got a pack of so of those, but I don't use them.
I was I just noticed some Karen Gravity Goods. He shipped something big that would fit in there. If it was going to be heavy, it might be worth it. But every time I take in, like I'll take that in, and if I get a certain mail carrier, she's always like, "Why don't you just use a game board?" I'm like, "Because it costs more money. Like I can't. Like this is way cheaper. I don't even know what the flat rate costs, but if you go, here's my video on it. In the description, it has the boxes you need. I usually try to do that, but I always get the 1095, 1092. They make a 1097 that if I have a smaller game, and I'll put a 1097 and a 1092 together. But in the video, so that video is old. I talked about putting the big end of the game inside the 1095 and then put the 1092 over it. You got to do that reverse. You put this stuff like your mom taught you. You got to put the bigger thing into the smaller thing. I don't know why I did it backwards, but I did, and I didn't remake it. So,
Myra wants to know: have you ever played the dollar? It's actually Holla Dollar, but she's the Dollar Holla. Ever won a bracket? No.
I've never played that. I've never played that.
No. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat, and I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and make sure before I switch it over. If you have not subscribed to Art Vandelay, the link is at the top in the blue box. I've been watching him from day one. Him and I both started in the same month. And so I think that's one of the reasons why when you started putting your videos out, I started watching you from there. And again, you're over 2,000 subs now. So you must be doing something right.
Well,
so what I'll do before I put the link in for anybody who would like to come on the panel, go ahead again and tell everybody about your channel, who you on other lives during the week, so how they can follow you. And then I'll go ahead after that and change the link to the StreamYard so they can come on and join us on the panel.
All right. Hello everyone. Thanks if you guys have said anything in the comments or anything. I'm so bad at the chat that I can't really multitask, I guess. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out. Thanks, Johnny, having me on. My name's Dan. I go by Art Vandelay on YouTube, and I have a reselling channel that I just kind of do whatever I'm doing reselling wise. And I do a live show with my buddy Joe the Philly Picker and Mike the January House, who seem to be absent today from in the chat. So if they're not lurking, it might just be me doing my own live show from now on. I'm gonna quit those guys. But we hang out on Joe's channel, the Philly Picker, every Wednesday at 1:00 Eastern. And it's a listing hangout. Some background noise. It was supposed when you say listing hangout, it's supposed to be I thought it was supposed to be like I actually list, but apparently it's just me, Mike, and Joe talking while other people get some work done. And we get absolutely no work done most of the time.
Isn't that usually what happens when they do those type of shows?
The very first time I stood and I thought I was going to list, and then it never worked. It's just kind of, I race around to get my listings done before. Like I did, I got up early today, and then, I sold that pair of shoes on 2 platforms, and that kind of woke me up. Yeah. And then I did 10 listings this morning, got my shipping done. I got to finish printing my labels, but I did all my, I packed this board game. I mean, not this board game. It's a Rock Band.
Oh, the guitar.
Yeah.
Now, also, if you haven't checked out this week's featured channel, I do this every Friday morning where I put a new featured channel for the week in the community page of this channel. If you haven't checked it out, we have 35 in the chat. So if you can do me a favor, here's the link to Little Miss Q. If you have not checked out this channel where you meet Miss Pam Pam, if you haven't got a chance yesterday, and she was actually a pop-up guest yesterday after I opened the link to the chat, you're missing out on Little Pam Pam. She is a heartbreaker, loves to make you laugh, and I guarantee you will enjoy the videos. She's only 14 away from 200. So if you go to anyone's link in the chat and you get to that little word that says subscribe and it's in red at the bottom of the video, change it to gray because you're not subscribed. And right next to it, hit the button, the little bell of all notifications so you don't miss out on anyone's videos because they're doing a giveaway. They just reached their, she just did 100 sub giveaway that she's doing on her channel. So definitely go check that out. They got a video coming out this week. I want to say tomorrow. So if you haven't checked it out, definitely go check them out. And they are the feature channel for the week. So you might want to go check out and meet Miss Pam Pam and Miss Quasi Cool Q. I enjoy it. I've been watching it since it first came as a request in my videos, and I love watching every one of them. So definitely check it out. And they will be a guest on our show, so definitely check it out because Miss Little Pam Pam will be on the morning show with her which is Miss Q's granddaughter. So definitely come and check that out and go get them some love and support to their channel. Also, JJ, the Big Barn Auction Company. How are you doing this morning? Good to see you. So if you haven't checked out anyone's channel, definitely go ahead and do that. And there's the link to the giveaway. That is coming out, I think, scheduled for tomorrow. I went on ahead and put the link in the chat, or did I? I didn't pin it. That's what happened. Where did it go? I think I know what I did. I'll put you as a guest again. That's why. I posted your guest one. Where did it go? Here we go. All right, now here's the link. I actually put your link again. But it's pinned at the top, but that's okay. That's a rookie mistake. Now, here we go. There's the link. There's the post, and it's at the top of the chat. You're more than welcome to come on in. So what is your future goals between your platforms and your YouTube channel for the near future?
You know, that's a good question, because when I started, I had a goal. Like my first year, I wanted 200 subscribers, and I hit that, and I hit that pretty quick. Not pretty quick. I got well over 500, and then last year I hit 1,000. It's like tripled over, and I got a nice shout out from Harry Tornado, and I got up to like 1,500 last year. And then after that, my goal was 200 the first year. And then I just put my head down and started working. I never really thought about a goal. And the other week I was thinking, I'm like, I really need to have a goal. I haven't really thought of something, because that keeps you kind of driven to do what you're doing. Right. But my goal right now is not to have to go back and try to find a regular 9-to-5 job. I wanted to keep doing what I'm doing. So
not out of curiosity, because I've seen some people who are now getting back into, because I know for a while it was very popular, but I'm just starting to notice that it's coming back as far as a momentum board. Have you thought about doing something like that, where you write your goal for the month or whatever the case may be, and then you keep track of it to keep yourself accountable?
I keep I have 2 momentum boards down here that you write down, but I keep down in my I keep down my listings. I'll flash. I put my listings on here every day, how much I list. And that's kind of my momentum. I started that back in June, of just trying to get after it, and like that way. And then like my main focus is shifted. Before I was like trying to balance YouTube and reselling. And it's just, as much as I like YouTube's kind of like, if I can do a video, I'm going to do a video. But right now I need to shift the focus on trying to get reselling. I want good stuff that I'm selling, I'm sourcing, and I'm able to sustain this full time. And then hopefully trying to get I guess my goal is to have like a actual work week. We were talking about other people. One of the channels I really like to watch is a lot of Josh. Mm-hmm. And he was in a couple of his videos that he's recently put out. It's just talking about doing things to just like giving himself. He was talking about he failed before working 12 or 14 hours in a day. I used to know what I had to do today, and I would spend the entire day doing that. And now I'm just like working till a certain time. When we get done with here, I'm going to take pictures for a while, and then I'm gonna be done for the day. Like I'm just not gonna kill myself. Like you're always around this stuff, so you feel like you're doing this all day, because you feel like everything's all over the place all the time. You feel like you're never working. So I guess that's exactly
my goal. One of the things too, for myself, I usually tend, and one of the things I always mention, when you're setting your goals, don't make it so big that you cannot reach them.
Right.
For me, I want to see what the picture is, where I want to be 2 months away. So then I take that goal, for example, and I'm keeping it right here next to my desk side, a little notepad, and I'm breaking them down for how many weeks in a month. And what my goal is to list. Mine is 16 a day, but my total for me, how I got that was I wanted to know how many would it take in a day for me to get to 4,000 listing items by October 1st. So what I did was I broke it down, because I started this in July, the end of July, before August 1st. And so for me, I broke it down into smaller pieces, because again, I always say this, when you're wanting to set a goal, and just think of it this way, if you're eating a meal, you don't eat the meal all at one time, you eat it one bite at a time.
Yeah.
So for me, I wanted to see how small can I go per day, and then what I need to make for that week, to where now I can say, okay, now if I can get 16 a day, But let's say, for example, tomorrow I know I got something planned or I got to go do something. I will list more today or the next day to make up for that. As long as I get my goal for the week done, I'm okay. So that's why I always say make your goal as big as you want it to what you want in the future, but then break it down to what you can get per day, which makes it more reliable for you to make that goal every day. And don't overwhelm yourself because then you're not going to make it. Then you're going to beat yourself down that you didn't do it. So the smaller, the better.
Yeah, that's good. I did when I started my channel I was talking about when you get some advice is being consistent. And I used to do a video every 3 days. So every third day I would do a video. And that would it's not sustainable for me. And I really feel like I really felt I was happy with the growth of my channel when I was doing that. And I tried to do that a couple weeks ago. I've been trying to get back into that. And it is just so hard to do because last week, I mean, I'm doing videos, I'm trying to hit that, but then like my listings went down for the day. And I'm so like, eventually I would like to be able to get back to that, but it's getting a buffer zone of listing. Like I like today, I would like to shoot a video, but if I have my live tomorrow, that takes, I mean, that's 2 hours on the live and usually, messing around before and after. I'm 3 hours. That's my day and my shipping. It's almost my whole day. If I have to do listing, I can't do a video.
Right.
So I really, if I get a buffer, then eventually it's just being, having, I guess a good goal. Like it doesn't have to be like a huge, like monumental goal. It'd just be a short goal of getting enough pictures or listings or those small goals.
And I'm going to go back to the comment that Just Me Kathy put in the chat earlier. It's difficult, Dan. Just roll with the one that pays you more to begin with.
Yep.
Edward has a question. Dan, when are you going to start filming in thrift stores? And we'll get right to you, Laura.
I always go in. I'll leave for the thrift store. I'll have my camera with me, and I'm going to do it that day. And then I have a couple videos that I do it, but it's just something. It's just not my style, I guess. Whenever I'm around any place, if I'm looking at something, I swear people, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. People are always on top of me. You don't get any space. Like they're always looking at what I'm looking at, or they're at where I want to be. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if that's for everyone, but it just feels like it. But if I'm at the grocery store and I need milk, there's some lady sitting there talking to somebody right next to the milk, and I can't get over there. So it's something, I don't know. I struggle with it all the time, and eventually, hopefully, I'll do it. But
and DC Sales makes a great comment. Videos are better if you don't force yourself and you are more comfortable with it at your own.
I agree with that.
I'm the same way. And I did promise that I would try to make 2 videos a week on my new channel. And some days it's hard for me too, because I'm trying to get my goal for my eBay store and my platforms I sell on and my antique booth. Yeah. Well, for me, if I am behind my goal for the day before I leave my office, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to put out a video until later because I want to reach those goals for that day. So you do have to do what's more important and where you're trying to reach your goals for that day. Let's see. Lori, what you got going on your neck of the woods? Hello, by the way, and welcome. Also, New England Thrifter. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
I don't have much going on, but I came on because he said he wouldn't ask. So would you like to do an auction?
Do an auction?
That's for you, Dart.
Yes.
Wait, asking me?
I'm asking you. Yes.
Oh, I don't. You know what? I don't know. I don't have stuff to auction. I don't have
you have stuff, right?
Huh? I have stuff like old shoes and some yarn. Like that's the stuff I have.
But real quick, Dan, tell her how you actually do your thrifting for how you do your sales and your listings.
Wait, say that again.
Let her know how you actually go through and buy things to resell, because you don't have a death pile, do you?
If I have not much of a death pile. Anything, if I have stuff, I have a couple totes in my garage that is stuff that literally it's been too hot to go through. Most of it's gonna get redonated. Like I have a box of stuff. If I'm not listing it, it's gonna go through a garage sale eventually this fall, and then it's getting redonated. Like if I'm just looking at stuff, and if I don't want it, I get rid of it. I have a lot of stuff that's just not worth selling. So basically, I don't have a death pile. I have some stuff that I bought, last week or the week before. Like I took them in the other room. I needed a new pair of shoes. I needed some shoelaces. I didn't have shoelaces, so I have them in the other room. I got to relace them. But I've had those for a little while. I do most of my.
A great comment. You're supposed to be listing on the show, Dan.
Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
But my thing was also what I'm noticing that throughout your 2 years you've been doing this, usually from what I'm seeing and hearing on your videos that you do, you typically only buy what you're going to list for that week mostly, correct?
But most of the time I don't. I mean, I'm not against buying stuff. I used to, but when I worked, I didn't list very much. I would list a couple days, but I used to work 5 p.m. till 1 a.m. in the morning, and I was a supervisor. I never got out at 1 o'clock. I usually left around 3:30. I'd sleep for a few hours. I didn't list very much. And then I mean, I'm pretty strict on myself. I list it. Like I came home, everything I bought this last weekend was clothes, and I washed it, got it ready to list, and it's what I'm working on this week. I'm not killing myself to list it in one day, but I'll list that for a few days, and I'll go out, and if I find shoes, I have some shoes I bought last week that they're gonna take a little more cleaning to do. Other than that, I have this pair of boots here that I need to finish cleaning them out, and they've been sitting here for a few weeks because I just haven't had the time to sit here and clean them out to finish cleaning them. I've already cleaned them once, and they still have more mud in them, so I have to do that. But it's like stuff like that. But mostly, everything's listed other than if it had some kind of issue. Mostly.
Okay, so Laura, go back and ask him the question again so you can answer this one.
Well, I'm going to assume he doesn't do auctions now.
I've never done an auction, and my buddy Mike from the January House, he has an auction. He always tells me, he's like, "Come on, do an auction." I'm like, I have nothing to auction. Like everything I own is not auction. It's not an auction item.
Now, Paul Antonelli wants to know, did you ever get all those postcards listed ? Down their streak?
No, that's not me. I don't have postcards. Do I? I don't have postcards.
Do I?
Most of the stuff I buy, it goes back to what I learned from Commonwealth Picker. It's like, if you're not going to list it, don't buy it. And that's kind of and some stuff that will sit here. Like I do have a box of dishes right here that my aunt gave me to list. And when I'm going through it, if they have some flaws on them, and they've been sitting here for a little while, but I'll list them eventually. It's like they've just been kind of put back on the back burner while I find stuff that I found that I want to list. That was free stuff that I'll list.
Well, if you ever decide that you want to do an auction, we take guests all the time.
Okay. Thank you.
Johnny,
and I'm on. We are on 4 nights a week.
4 nights a week?
Yes. I'm on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Edward says to sign a Harry Tornado postcard and auction it off on eBay.
Oh, I see. I've seen that going around. Flip the World doing that right now. If I got a signed Harry Tornado postcard, I'd probably keep it.
Yeah, really. All right, Laura, go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about what you have going on your channel and with your rotation on the Melanie's channel.
Yep. This week we are on Melanie's channel. As most of you know, Melanie and I are partners. So we switch back and forth. 1 week on hers, 1 week on mine. This week is her channel. We do, like I said, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Ella is our new Monday permanent person. So there will be myself, Melanie, and Ella on Monday. She started last night. We had a great time. Tuesdays, it's myself, Melanie, and Marion. And we take a guest. Tonight it will be Adam, Heartman Made. And then on Thursdays, it's myself and Melanie. We always have guests. This week, we will have Aaron will be on with us. And then on Fridays, it's myself, Melanie, and Marion. And we usually don't put a guest on Friday, but we can if somebody really wants a Friday. So that's us.
And you rotate every week?
Yes. On like next week, it'll be my channel. And we are come for the laughs, stay for the deals. You never know what we're going to pull out or show. We're crazy.
Well, you do have a comment in the chat. They need to get a hold to you. How can they get a hold to you to sign up to be a guest?
All you got to do is email myself or Melanie. Mine is real easy. It's my name, Laura Bemos, LauraBemos @gmail.com. And email me, and we'll get you on.
And always the logo, the slogan you have.
Come for the laughs, stay for the deals.
All right,
that is our ongoing logo because we are nuts. I mainly do comics now. I have Horizon to thank for that. He kind of pushed me into comics, and I'm really enjoying it. I do offbeat stuff. I do horror comics, and I do like independent or like the underground comics. And
I want everybody to give real quick. My sister Jerry just came in at a Facebook side of when I'm doing the morning shows. I always post this live on Facebook as well. And this is my sister Jerry. It's good to see her in the chats when she comes in, when she can. So give her a warm welcome. And
hi, Jerry.
Yeah. She told me that a friend of mine from school told me to tell me hello. So definitely tell her I said hello. Little Miss Q was like to be a guest on your show. So definitely
Little Miss Q, just email me and I will get you scheduled. We are booked for this week. I have one night already taken next week, but we will definitely book you. Not a problem.
Now, also, I do a pop-up auction once a month, even though maybe twice. You just never know. But usually it's the last week towards the end of the month. And so be on the lookout. If you want to reach out to me, let me know you want to be part of this, because I already have like a set list of those who already want to do it every time I do a pop-up. Reach out to me because I'm looking at doing it the last Friday or Thursday of this month. Actually, the last day of this month, I think, is a Thursday. Well, Sunday, Monday. Yeah. So it has to be the last full week of the month, and it's usually on a Friday. So definitely email me or reach out to me on any of my social media pages. I do have my link tree with all links that you can reach out to me, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, or even on email. I also have in my link tree all the affiliate links. If you wanted to use anything as an affiliate link, I do have that in my link tree as well. So again, if you want to come on, you're more than welcome. The link is at the top. And then again, if you want to be part of Laura's auctions when she rotates with Marion and
Melanie,
definitely check them out as well, because she does an auction. And I want to say you'll do it almost every day of the week, correct?
4 days, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
And I'll tell you one thing. If y'all missing that auction with Miss Marion, she comes up with a lot of stuff. Her and her son buy a lot of storage auctions.
Yes.
And it is amazing with the stuff she's bringing up on them auctions.
She brings really good stuff. We have a pretty good mix because Marion brings everything because her and her son buy the storage units.
Yep.
Melanie sources constantly. You never know what she's going to bring. And she brings weird items. I mean, we had one night where she brought dead animals. So we had a platypus, a kangaroo, a koala, and this really weird looking owl. And she's in Texas, so she finds some weird stuff.
Yes, she does.
I find the weird comics. She finds the weird stuff.
And also, Jennifer just dropped Art Vandelay's link again. If you have not checked out his channel,
thank you,
there's his link for his YouTube channel, and you do a live show every Wednesday, correct?
Yeah, with Joe the Philly Picker, and well, I mean, if they don't show up pretty soon, they might not do it anymore.
So they're not here to support you today, huh?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I source everything too. Just never know what you're gonna have. Exactly. And here's Miss Glams. Hello, good morning, and welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yes, loud and clear.
Oh, hi. Hi. I just wanted to come on. Hi, Dan. It's nice to meet you.
You too. You were on last week, right?
Yes, I was.
I was watching.
Yeah. Sorry about my dogs in the background. They think they're fun. They think it's funny. I just wanted to. I'm walking around the house in my pajamas.
Announce it.
I just wanted to let everybody know that since we hit 500 subscribers, we were so thrilled. And again, oh God, I really look like this in the morning. Ugh. Sorry. We were so thrilled that Carrie and I have made 2 mystery boxes to give away. So we're doing mystery boxes. If you come to my channel today and just take a look at the video, there are instructions as to how to enter for those. And it's a short video. It's about 15 minutes. And then we also talk about free stuff. So enter the video and enter to win those free boxes. I have one for hard goods sellers, one for soft goods sellers, clothing and shoes. But you can dictate your preference, or you can just let me know. It's a toss up, enter me in both.
Now that was the video you put out yesterday, right?
Yes.
Because I watched that one yesterday. I saw it when it came out, so that was a good one. Also, Philly Picker, that's the channel you're on. Do y'all rotate it, Dan, or y'all always on one channel?
We're always on Joe's
channel?
Yeah.
I get confused every time I see him in the chat. Sometimes I want to say accidentally, I'll call him Philly Picker instead of Philly Picker.
Oh, Philly Flip.
Yeah.
He always messages because he gets him and Paul get confused all the time. Always get ripped
is doing their first sale with Perfecting Pearls on the 30th. That is awesome. So definitely check out everybody's links and channels. Also look in the links. If you go to somebody's link, again, don't forget to make sure if you go to that channel on the link through the chat, and if it says subscribe in red, that means you're not subscribed. Do them a favor and go ahead and show them some love and support and make it gray. And then hit those notifications right next to it for all notifications so you don't miss out on all or any videos that you come out with, because you just never know when somebody's going to put up a video. Like Glammy here just put her video out yesterday, and then I think Little Miss Q's putting one out for tomorrow. So you just never know. So don't miss out. You want to make sure you catch all the videos when they come out. Don't be nervous. You'll do great. Yes, exactly. Again, so with that being said, I want to thank you so much, Dan, for being able to come on this morning. I'm so glad to be able to get you here and get you on the show, because again, everybody has something different to bring to the platforms to share on eBay or any other platforms you sell on. One of the good things about it, when you're sharing, you just never know who you might be able to reach out to that may be thinking of, it's an aha moment that I didn't think about this, and it could be maybe helpful to their platforms and or what they're doing. So thank you so much for that as well. So his link is also in the description bar. Every day when I do have a guest on, I do have those information of their links in the description bar if you happen to miss it. But if you do come back and rewatch it, you will get their links as well. Also, don't forget tomorrow, I'm going to announce it because the cat is out the back. Speaking of cat, the Nurse Flipper will be here tomorrow.
Yay! We love her.
Made it out known. So definitely come back and see her. We had her one time before and we had to reschedule. But then again, she's going to be here tomorrow. So definitely come check it out and see what she has to offer you. Because it's amazing how every guest that we have on the show can always bring you something a little different than what other people do. And so you can always say, again, and one of the things that's best to remember, even though somebody tells you how they do their way of their business or their eBay platforms or whatever platforms they sell on, you can take something from it, implement it into your way of working, and it can be working for you. So it's not that it's right or the right way. It's just how they do their platform. So thank y'all so much for coming out to visit. Don't forget, every Monday through Friday, I do have this morning show where I feature a channel, promote a guest, ask questions, get you to be part of this as well, because it's all about collaborating and networking with others. So also don't forget, reach out to me if you would be interested in becoming a channel guest, featured on the morning show, because I do have been reaching out to other people. But it's always nice to be able to have somebody come out and reach to me, and I can put you on the channel. Because remember, first come, first serve. If you're on there the first time you reach out to me and I give you a date, that is yours. Little Miss Q says, where did it go? I'm looking forward to being on my day with morning show. Yes, that's one of the days you don't want to miss, because then you'll have a grand morning visit with also Miss Pam Pam. So everybody have a great day. If you would like to come on after the show, the link is at the top of the box. You're more than welcome to come chit chat with us behind the show. Also, don't forget, every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern is the Hump Day auction, where we do this every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern with the co-host that I have every week. Come and check it out. And again, we've been having fun. It's something that we don't make it too serious, and we have a good time. And also don't forget, every Monday night at 5 p.m. Eastern is Bingo Fun Night on every Monday night at 5 p.m. Eastern. So Come and check it out. Don't forget to subscribe to those who are looking for subscriptions and also help check out their channels. Please do me a favor when you go to someone's channel. Make sure you leave them a comment in one of the videos, because that's what will help you reach out to them and let them know where you've met them at. One of the ways that you can let them know is when you make a comment, I found you in whoever's chat you found them in. That way they can kind of put two and two together and put your face with the name. Also, don't forget every Tuesday and Thursday is Two Hip Chicks, Dawn and Mary's show every month, Tuesday and Thursday at 12 noon. So definitely go check it out, because you just never know what the conversation is going to be and how the show will go with whatever topic happens for their show. So as I say before I end each and every show, love always. Love is always free. Please be kind to one another until we meet into another chat. Have a fabulous and blessed day. And until we meet again, later. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.
Later.